Alright guys, what's going on? Eric McCabe here. Welcome back to the channel. I've got Tako with me once again. We are out here at New Life Church and we're going to play the Birdie game. Two-shot Birdie game. We don't really have a name for it yet. Denise taught Carly actually how to play this game, and what better course than Hammond? What better course than New Life to play this fun round. So how it's going to work is you have one extra shot. It's kind of like playing Cali. If you're familiar with Cali, you get one extra shot per hole. If you want to take that off the tee, you can. If you want to take two putts, you can. And we're going to play match play. We're going to play 18 holes. There's 2 tees and 2 pins out here. We're going to play them both. We're going to go short to short first and then short to longs. So, anything?
No, I'm excited to try not to lose too bad.
Let's do this.
Alright guys, I'm going to do some voiceover for this video. The main reason is because of how windy it was this day, and with the highway being right there, it just made sense to kind of remove all the audio from this video because of it was loud. I know I could have turned it down a little bit, but bear with me on these videos. This is like new territory for me, so to speak. So yeah, just be patient. I'll get better. And yeah, just let's watch some disc golf right here. So, all right, hole number 1 is a relatively easy birdie hole. It's a great starting hole. It's one of those holes you just have to get. And here Tako left himself about a 30-footer or so, maybe just inside the circle. And that's a fantastic putt for your first putt of the day. Pretty impressive right there from Tako to not fall down a point early. I make birdie as well, and we move on to hole number 2, all square. This is probably one of the more difficult holes on the course. Hole 2 and hole 11 both are pretty challenging, actually, especially when there's any wind. And for whatever reason, this hole seems to always have wind on it. I don't know if it's because it's the highest point of the course, and there's a highway over there on the left, but whatever the reason is, it's always got some breeze on this hole. And all that tall grass you see on the right is out of bounds. All that fence line on the left you see is out of bounds. That Tako has pulled his forehand over a little bit there, and he's headed towards that fence. But it's a pretty common miss over there on the left side. His second shot comes in nice, gets a good little skip. He ends up a little bit short. He's going to have a tester putt from about 45 to 50, maybe even, yeah, about 50, about a 50-footer right there. Comes up just a little low, or left, I guess. My putt kind of hits a little left side chain. It never really had the opportunity to go in, but we push all square going into hole number 3, which is one of my favorite holes on the course. It's a double Mando downhill, about 250. Through the shield first, and this white disc you're seeing flying is a Fusion X EMAC from the GBO 2020. That didn't happen. It was my disc that I released that year, and you're going to see that disc fly quite a bit today. It was my workhorse out here. Tako puts it under the pin, so he decides to go forehand and try to maybe park it or give himself a little bit of an ace run, but it's such a tough forehand angle, as low as you have to throw this on that downhill shot. I make good from about 20 in Tako's park, so we move on to hole 4, all square. Hole 4 is another pretty easy hole. It's just dead straight. It's not the basket you see up on the left. It's actually the one over to the right. It's a putter or mid-range. Most likely, for me at least, I throw a mid on it because you got to have a little bit of power behind the shot to keep it low enough to get all the way to the basket to have yourself a putt. There are some low-hanging branches that definitely come into play. So if you're throwing a putter, you got to put a little more torque on it. Tako goes forehand with his scythe, turns it over, and says, I should have said miss the Mando, because that's what he did. He missed the Mando there, but his first tee shot's right up there, pretty close to mine. I go jammy jams. Tako does the same. We are all square through 4. Hole 5, pretty short hole, plays over a pond. Pond doesn't really come into play, especially this time of year. It's pretty dried up. Basket sits right there. You can see it up on that little mound area. The shot on this hole is low and skip it up that mound. If your disc is coming in higher than the chains or the basket and you don't hit the basket, you're blowing by and probably looking at a 40, maybe 50-foot comebacker. This hole, you don't want to do this either. You don't want to hang it out to the right too far because it leaves you with a pretty tricky putt on this slightly elevated basket, I would say. So you definitely want to make sure you hit your right line and give it the right height as well. So we got Tako lining up his birdie putt. Just a little bit low. That tree kind of was a little bit, made him have to putt around it, a little obscure there, but I make good from about 15, 20 feet, and I'm up 1 going into hole 5 or 6, whatever hole this is. That's pretty typical forehand right there for me. That was a Lucid X Trespass. This is that Fusion X EMAC, and I get the fist pump because I did clip a tree and get a nice redirect right at the pin. Tako goes dead straight, and it was running. If it didn't clip that branch and kick into the tree, it probably would have had a chance to ring some metal. His other one holds out a little bit too far right and gets some tree, drops down. He's looking at like a 35-footer that he just kind of airmailed to the right side. Door is open for me. Birdie, up 2. Moving on. This is one of my favorite holes on the course. This is the short tee. The longer tee is even more fun, I feel. It's that dead straight, just true tunnel shot. And this is another one of them. You got to make sure your height is good, is the right height, I guess, because there's a lot of branches. There's a couple cedar trees on further down the fairway that you got to contend with. Tako pulls that one right a little bit. That's not terrible. It's a little bit long, but he's got a putt. So he gives himself a little bit of an ace run here, and he had the right line on it. It was just a touch too far right, I guess. So his line was just off. Tako comes up left side there, so I'm with about a 8-foot putt or so on hole 7 to go 3 up. Hole number 8 is a pretty open hole. The only miss is that right there if you hit that tree. And that was that Fusion X EMAC again. This is the Chameleon EMAC. And I pulled it out just a little bit further to the right and ended up probably 15 past. And Tako up here throwing. And that shot looks really nice. Skipped up there just a little bit past mine. He goes Glimmer EMAC on his second shot and clips the tree, I believe. Or this one actually did make it up there. That's the one that made it all the way up to the basket. So good birdie there from Tako. Myself as well. I am 3 up through 8. Hole 9 is just it's like 280 feet, but it plays close to 300 just straight up this hill. That's that Fusion X again, and this is that Chameleon. These were my workhorses for the day. And this one, I just got a little bit more power on, and that disc is just a touch straighter for me, so I was able to get up there, and it was pretty much on the pole. It's a decent shot. Lucid X EMAC right there from Tako, and this is the Glimmer EMAC. He gets that one just a little bit too high, but his first one is up there, at least a putt, but there's a lot of wind coming over the top of that hill, so that makes that putt a little more challenging. All right, through 9, I am 4 up, going into hole number 10. This is the longest hole on the course, and a lot of wind. This is when the wind really started ripping. I was able to kick, kind of funnel through that tree and give myself about a 65-footer or so. Full disclosure here, I completely missed Tako's shot, and this camera work is nothing short of awful. So my bad on that. But this is where Tako's driving it up. On this hole, this is the first hole that we both decided to give it 2 runs as opposed to 2 tee shots. We figured a longer hole like this, it makes more sense that, you know, as windy as it was, there was no way we're getting closer than this, so why not just give it a run? As Tako shows right there, he almost put that second shot harp in the basket. This is my putt for birdie from about 50 or so. I thought it was in. I thought I hit the perfect line. It got that little wind gust right at the end and just lifted over the top. Unfortunate there. Had a second one, and this one was not much better. So all good, pars, push, Moving to hole 11. This is a Lucid X Trespass from me, and I remember the wind was ripping like right to left on this, and I just wanted to get it in bounds. That's all I really cared about at this point. I did, and I am taking 2 putts from there. And Tako up next. This is his Boatman, I believe, and he got that turned a little bit, and it's going to the left. It's up there pretty close to mine. You can see mine just there in the distance. We both decided, let's just give ourselves 2 putts at this because there's no way we're getting any closer, especially with how windy it was. And you can tell from that shot right there, that disc, how that disc was flying, how windy it truly was. So this first one I'm just trying to put up there somewhat close so I can give the second one a run. And never had a chance. Hole 12, this is probably my absolute favorite hole on the course. Much like hole 3, it's just a little bit longer and back to the left. That was a Lucid X Felon. This hole plays to kind of an island shot, a little bit of an island, I guess. It's really difficult to see. This is that Fusion X EMAC, and it was coming in on a perfect line. I thought it was in. I don't know how it missed. It ended up being just a little bit short, it looked like, but it was on a great line. I was really happy with how that one flew. Got Tako up next. He throws a big hyzer with, I believe, his scythe, and this came up short, but he was in bounds and happy with that, so he decided, I'm going to take 2 putts. Let's go take 2 putts and jam this. And he comes up just a little bit low on that first putt. But thankfully for Tako, he's got 2, and this was a phenomenal putt. Such a great putt, clutch putt to not lose another stroke going into hole 13 and being 5 back. Instead, he's only going to be 4 back. And assuming I hit that putt, which I do. So I'm 4 up going into hole number 13. And this is a low uphill that went through that little square there. It's not Mando by any means. There is a Mando left and right on this hole, and all the tall grass you see is out of bounds. My first one was close, so I decided to give it another run with my Fusion Trespass. I hit the tree, kick OB, no bueno. So Tako goes low, hits that post, and kicks off to the right. Throwing his second one here. This is a Sargent, a hybrid Sargent, and he just sawed it off. That was the first time he'd ever thrown that disc, and it was very, very overstable. So he now has to throw this one in. He clips the tree, kind of kicks and rolls back. So I've got this putt for my birdie, and I pull it right. And I'm really thrilled with it, as you can tell. So no harm. I didn't lose anything on that hole, so moving on to the next one. Hole 14. This is the basket that kind of sits on that little mound. We're playing to the longer pin now, and I wasn't exactly sure on the distance on this, so both of these shots came up quite a bit short, actually. I thought they were both pretty good, but they when I got to the green, it was about 40 short, so Tako going a little bit wider and coming in. That one's not terrible. I mean, he wants to be a little bit closer than that, so he throws that Glimmer EMAC on a nice hyzer. This one was coming in perfect. Hits short, skips up just in front of the basket. I honestly am not sure how that one missed. He's laying there pretty much parked, and now I'm looking at a 40-foot uphill through some branches, and I airmail it as well. Pretty solid. Tako picks up a point, and I am now 3 up. So hole number, 14? This is a great hole. That is the line right there. If you can hit that line, he hits the tree at the end, but that is still fantastic. I try the same line. I clip a branch, hit a tree, and I'm saying, let's go to my strong point of my game and rip a forehand down here. So I go trespass, and it just came out buttery smooth. Honestly, I was shocked at how smooth that thing came out. I did end up hitting a tree and kicking down left, but I gave myself a look, and at the end of the day, that's really all you want. And I was not able to make the putt there, so Tako is left with about a 25, 30-footer to win 2 in a row, and he does so. Picking up strokes here, making it close. So 2 up with 3 to play. And this is that longer tunnel shot. You can see the short tee up there just in front of us. I love this hole. I think it's great. It's well designed. You got to hit that gap. That's a must on this hole, and I don't even come close to it. Awful tee shot by me. Pull out the Chameleon EMAC, and it's a little bit better still on that left side. I got a little bit of a fortunate kick out to the right, and ended up just in front of where Tako's lie was. Now this shot, if this goes in, I win. It's over if this putt goes in. Spoiler alert, I wanted to play more golf, so I laid it up, I guess. Going into hole 17, Tako throws a fantastic shot here, puts it pretty much under the pin, and decides I might as well run it. He does. He pulled it a little bit right, clips that tree. So basically, if I park it, game is over. I throw that Fusion X EMAC, and it came out great. Came out on a nice line. Ended up being just a little bit short. So I pull out the Chameleon Explorer, and it flattened nicely, and it is just skipping up there perfect. Parked. That's pretty much game, set, match. It's a lot of fun, guys. If you got some buddies, I definitely encourage you to go out and play this game. It's good times.
All right, guys, there you have it. That's the round. That was fun. I didn't know what to expect. Oh, obviously I knew it was going to be a good time, because anytime that we get around together, it's always a good time. But Tako made it very, very interesting there at the end on those last few holes. The wind picked up a little bit, and obviously the course got a little bit longer. So anybody's game at that point. I think I ended up being 2 up on it, so we only didn't have to play the last hole, which is pretty cool. Comment down below what you'd like to see us do in the future as far as videos go, whether it's worst shot, another junior disc challenge, whatever it is. I want to hear about it. I want to hear what you want to see, and we want to put that together. So you got anything to add?
If we do another junior disc challenge, I definitely need strokes, because I'm pretty sure I took a snowman.
Yep.
So let's avoid those.
Yep. Let's definitely try to avoid snowmen, because nobody likes cold weather. So, but hey guys, thanks a lot for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe. We got a lot of really fun content coming out, and we'll see you guys on the next one.